It's a very chilly day here in Florida. Welcome to Marineland, Florida, where back in 1955, a certain sequel was filmed. Hi everybody and welcome to the world of Micah and welcome to Marineland, Florida, where back in 1955, Revenge of the Creature, the sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon, was filmed here in Marineland and certain different parts of Central Florida as well. We're going to be focusing on the Marineland locations, and this is the start. You'll have to forgive me for the wind out here. This is the beginning of a major road trip that I'm taking through Florida. You guys are going to get to tag along with me. Our first stop is here in Marineland, where we're going to be finding a few filming locations of the 1955 film, Revenge of the Creature. And did you know Clint Eastwood was in this film? And tagging along with me once again is my good buddy Mike. He did some of the filming locations I've done in the past, Edward Scissorhands, Summer Rental, and I figured he'd want to tag along with me on this journey. If you guys are up for it, let's go and find the filming locations of Revenge of the Creature. Dun, dun, dun! That's all I can think of is the theme song that goes along the entire time. Yeah, the Gill-man. We're going to find the Gill-man. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. If you want to support my channel, down below is a link. It'll take you to my Patreon page. Now, let's take a closer look. And we're not too far from the locations. Just wanted to stop over here at the beach, show you guys. This beach is a little different than most Florida beaches. They have the rocks, which can be seen in the film. We're going to travel down a little further and try and find those spots. So our first location is here at the Marineland Marina. I was talking to the gentleman inside, and he was basically explaining that where we are standing right now, the boat in the film transported the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now the dock no longer exists, and the waterway used to actually extend further out on this side. But I'm gonna try and match everything up the best I possibly can. If you come over here and look in the distance, you can see the trees in the distance. Those trees match up in the photograph you are seeing right now of the poinsettia tree coming in with the creature on board. This is where they hoisted him up in the netting and transported him to his location where he was going to be on display for everyone to see the Gill-man. Now, like I said, nothing here basically looks the same except for the land that you see in the distance, and the water is still here, but a lot has changed in this area. So that roadway right there, where my finger is, they added that in, and all of this is brand new. So the water used to come through that little bridge area all through here. This was the original canal, but this pond is where the dock once sat. It's kind of crazy. This is where the dock used to be. It's funny too, because they would have brought him in right through here on the poinsettia tree, and then right across the street is our next location, Marineland. So now we're moving on to our next location, which is right across the street at the Marineland Park. We made it to Marineland, which is the first Oceanarium. This is where majority of the film took place. And Marineland is open for business. We're going to try and find as many of the spots as we possibly can. Got a little plaque here. It was founded in 1937, and I believe this was erected in 1938. It's an old photo op. You can sit right there and get your photo with the sign. And see, the reason they used Marineland is they had these tanks just like they do now, and that's what they kept the creature in. And they have some of the smaller tanks still here too, just like you would have seen in the film. It's amazing. The creature from the Black Lagoon got his revenge in this park. Lots of activity back here on this beach. Several scenes were filmed. We're gonna find the general area for those scenes. When you're filming on a beach, unless there's like a major landmark, it's almost impossible to line up those exact spots. I'm gonna do my best to line up where I believe those shots could have been filmed. So in the film, the creature is being held captive, and finally he makes a big escape, wreaking havoc on all the patrons who were visiting the park for the day, and he makes his way out to the beach we are walking on right now. And straight ahead, we are walking towards Marineland, where in the film, the creature escapes down to the beach, destroys all the vehicles. We're gonna try and find some of those spots. Right above those rocks is Marineland, and down here on the beach, it's where the gentleman, lady, and the dog would have been sitting enjoying some of the summer sun. I believe this is the spot. Right around here, the building you can see in the distance does not exist anymore here at Marineland, but the rocks kind of match up and look the exact same. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where on the beach, but nonetheless, this is in the general area from where this photograph was taken. And it was on this beach right here in this general area where the scene, you can see all the folks, all the patrons running to their cars that were parked on the beach. It's funny how the water and the beach is kind of similar today. The rockway is right here, and that little gate area could have been around here. This is something that kind of blows my mind because I think this was a part of that gated area right here. You can see this huge pipe that's made out of cement that was left here. This could have been where that archway was. But I believe the cars were around in this area and they were all running away from the Gill-man. Yeah, this is definitely man-made, and looking up at the top of Marineland, I believe it could have gone down this way, and this is where all the cars were parked. I'm blown away too because in the film, there's not much of a beach, and you know, where the water comes up to the actual sand, it still looks that way now. Like, there's not a whole lot of sand out here, and the water, the tide comes really far inland. But somewhere around in here is where this photograph was shot for the film, the creature going in between the old cars. He had had enough. So the creature would have came down this way, found the car, knocked over the car, and was wreaking havoc on all the civilians here. He leaves this location and he goes to Jacksonville, Florida, where the restaurant scene, a few other scenes were shot. Wanted to focus really on this area and this beach because this is a very famous spot, Marineland. It's one of the first oceanariums ever. They filmed a lot of things here for underwater sequences, for different TV shows and everything, but I wanted to kind of pay tribute to the creature from the Black Lagoon, who was here. The Gill-man was here. So talking to the lady who works here at Marineland, she was super helpful. This used to be a huge tank that no longer exists. In 2003, there was a major hurricane that came through and required them to renovate this whole area. So a lot of stuff has changed since filming. But that building I was pointing out about the gentleman on the beach, I believe it sat somewhere over here because she was talking about there used to be a building here. It kind of looked like the one in the photo. It could have been where that building sat with the gentleman, the lady, and the dog sitting on the beach. But where we were standing used to be a tank. It's kind of hard to believe how much has changed because of a hurricane. Well, you guys, we found pretty much everything I wanted to find here in Marineland, Florida, for the filming locations of Revenge of the Creature. Not a whole lot is still here. This was one of the more difficult filming locations. I almost scrapped this idea, but I figured I was passing through. I needed to show something. Just two of the locations. It's better than nothing, but it is time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up. More episodes from this road trip coming to you very soon. Please share this video on all your social media platforms. And the next time you're here in Marineland, Florida, tell them World of Micah sent you. I'll see you on the next episode of World of Micah. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.